Welcome back to the year's first Frugal Food Find Healthy Haul. I actually haven't been shopping in probably about 3 weeks. So the fridge was getting a little bare. And I decided the Kroger ad changed today. And they had a bunch of stuff on special that I wanted. And I was hoping that I was going to find some good reduced deals. And both happened. So that was pretty awesome. This is the produce portion of that. And I am going to give you a couple of little tips as we go along for how to keep some of your things fresher. Because I know some of you have asked me, if it's just me, how in the world do I go through all of this before it goes off? And part of it is storage tips. And part of it is you got to keep in mind that I predominantly eat fresh fruit and veg, lean meats, whole grains. So this is like every meal of every day. Okay, so let's see what they had this week. I'm going to start on the far end of the table and then work my way into what you guys can see. Now, I will say, we are calling for a couple more big storms. I'm on the East Coast. I'm over here in southern West Virginia. So if you have seen the weather forecast for like Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, we're calling for anywhere from another foot to 2 feet of snow in some places in North Carolina. And that tends to kick my butt. So this week when I was shopping, I decided that I was going to get some things that were sort of pre-prepped almost, that would make it easier for me because I know I'm going to have days next week or this week later and next week where I feel bad. So here's a couple of the things that I did with that in mind. Kroger sells pre-peeled garlic it's basically one head per bag. And that means, now, could I peel my own garlic? Yes, I can. But I am going to make up some mirepoix, carrot, onion, celery. I'm going to throw some garlic in there. And I'm just going to store that because I know that I'm going to use it for several dishes. So I am going to do that. And I thought, you know what? The peeled garlic is just going to be easier. It's the same thing. I have some bags of baby carrots, but I bought some shredded carrot because, again, it's just something, sometimes it is worth the cost difference, which in this case was like 40 cents difference, I think. These are $1.99 a bag, and I'm pretty sure the other carrots were $1.69 or something like that, $1.59. For me this week, it was worth the difference in cost. Okay, so I have my peeled garlic. They had nice, just basic celery. So I got my celery and a big white onion. I have red onions, but I didn't have any white, so I grabbed one of those. And then I'm going to use this for the shredded carrots for my salads. But I also have, like I said, the baby carrots, and I'm going to cut those up. I'm going to do some, have a couple of freezer meal preps on the schedule, and I'm going to need that sort of mix. So, already doing that. Then I grabbed some fresh herbs because my arrow gardens are shut down at this time of year. I got a couple of packs of baby dill, some rosemary, and they had a parsley, thyme, and rosemary blend on special. I am going to make some more chicken stock with, yes, I'm going to do some more chicken stock. Needed some fresh herbs, and I like cooking with them. Okay, cucumbers this week were 2 for $3, so they were $1.50. I like the English cucumbers. I much prefer these to the standard cucumbers. They are what they call a seedless variety. They're not seedless, but there are far less seeds and they're smaller. And I find the taste to be better on those, especially in the winter, than the normal little cukes. They had just your straight bag of lemons. Those were on special. And then in their little red sleeve produce bags, these are 99 cents. And it's a bunch of limes, and they don't look the greatest, which is why they were 99 cents. But I'm going to break the juicer out tomorrow, and I'm going to juice the entire bag. I might save a couple of them if they're looking okay, but basically I'm just going to juice them and store that in the fridge. So for 99 cents, I got the entire bag when they are 79 cents each if you buy them individually. No brainer to do that. All right, then we have some avocados. They were 67 cents each for the mediums, and these are just Hass avocados. Now, for me, I like my avocados a little on the harder side. So I bought 6 that were green because if you store them in the fridge, they keep for quite a while. And then I bought 1 that was ripe so that I can go ahead and use that one. I grabbed a dinosaur kale, which is under the bananas, and a curly green kale. Those I am going to do a zuppa toscana soup, and because I am not having spinach from an oxalate standpoint, I have switched over. These 2 types of kale are better for me, so I have those. They had their berries on sale. The raspberries and blackberries were 3 for $5, so I got 2 raspberries and a blackberry. They also had nice size punnets of blueberries, and they were two for $5, so they were $2.50. So I got 1 of those. They had their grape tomatoes on sale for $1.49 a punnet, and I got some broccoli and clover sprouts. These were just normal, but I wanted them because I was out. So I got those. A little purple head turnip, which if you've not had turnip, it is a really good alternative. So I'm not on this cauliflower bandwagon that you can do everything with cauliflower. And I guess you can. But I do try to mix some things. And I like radishes, roasted radishes, and turnips in with potatoes if you want to sort of make them go further. So I grabbed 1 of those. Some organic bananas. These beauties, which if you are not familiar with them, this is an artichoke. You've probably seen artichoke hearts, or you've had spinach artichoke dip. This is what it looks like in its raw form. I absolutely love these. Unfortunately, they are hideously expensive. Well, I shouldn't say that. They, those particular ones are the organic ones because the regular ones did not look very nice. But I went ahead and got 2 organic ones. They are $4 each, though. So you got to kind of really like your avocados, your artichokes. The same thing applies with pomegranates. Love, love, love pomegranates, but they can be a little expensive. Now, these were 2 for $5, so $2.50 each. Sometimes they're $2.99, sometimes they're $3.99. I never buy them when they're like that, but if they're 2 for $5, I will go ahead and get them. Then in some of their markdown stuff, I had a bag of just green beans. The vegetable medley is cauliflower, broccoli, and carrot. They had a couple of packs of white mushrooms, and this is just a baby spring mix. Then a bag of Brussels sprouts, and I buy these quite frequently when they're on sale, and I go through and pull out it sort of just depends. Like this one, you can see we've got some sugar snaps in there. There's some Brussels, carrots, and what I'll do, I don't eat the package that's in here, but I do save it for when I'm cooking for Sandy, because she doesn't have any of the food intolerances that I do, so I can use those sauces in her dishes, and then I just pull the veggies out of there. I was hoping to get some nice heirloom tomatoes or some green tomatoes, and they didn't have either. So I just got a 4-pack of just normal vine ripe tomatoes. I was going to call those potatoes. Okay, that is everything produce-wise. So let me switch over and I will show you the packaged products, and then we will wrap this up. Okay, so this is dairy, proteins, and little extra side bits and bobs. So in the dairy part, this is my favorite flavored yogurt. Greek Gods, just the honey. I can't do their fruit flavors or their honey vanilla because they have natural flavors in them, but the honey only one works well for me. I love that with some fruit. I actually, while I was looking at that, I was like, oh, I have half a pomegranate in the fridge, and I have some, I'm going to get some fresh pineapple. So I like doing fruit and yogurt bowls with that. Now, one of the other brands that I was also able to buy is Noosa, and I can use 3 flavors from their range: the raspberry, the blueberry, and the tart cherry. So those, and only those 3, I can use. And then they didn't have, normally I just get Kroger's Greek yogurt, but they didn't have any. They were completely out. And so I went ahead and got some of the Simple Truth organic, just normal Greek yogurt. I haven't actually tried that, but I buy a lot of Simple Truth stuff, so that should be fine. And then I went ahead and spent the extra money to get, I discovered Good Culture cottage cheese probably in November. And normally I had been buying Daisy because it was one of the few that didn't have all the extra chemicals in it. But then I bought some Good Culture, and wow, for me, there is a huge taste difference between that and like the Kroger whipped cottage cheese that I've been using in the last week. And I was just like, oh no, I'm going to pay the extra $1 a container and get what I want. So I bought a couple of those. I got some grated Parmesan cheese. This is just like the shaky cheese, but this is in the refrigerated section. And that is to go with these chicken wings. I'm going to do some lemon pepper Parmesan chicken wings there. Then while I was in the cheese department, I found these little blocks. They were $1.97, and I don't know if you guys have bought block cheese, but it's like $4 or $5. Now this is a smaller one. This is only a 6-ounce block, but for me, that's perfectly fine. While I was over in produce, I found a couple of guacamoles on special. So this one, I've had this before. This container does work. If you have bought guacamole before, and like once it's opened, it goes all brown and icky, this is definitely true. So I was happy to find another one of those. And then they happen to have these little everything bagel pre-mashed avocado kits, and they were $1.99, so I got those. I did buy fresh avocados, but I only bought the one ripe one, so I have that. And then just a couple of jarred products, some pickled baby corn, and their salsa was on special, the Simple Truth organic one, pineapple habanero. I don't know, it might be too hot for me, but I'm going to try it and see. Then I got a couple of bags of frozen vegetables. Me personally, texturally, I'm not a fan of most frozen veggies, but I do like frozen green peas. instead of canned if I can't get fresh. And I saw these. I thought this was an interesting mix. Carrot, potato, corn, green bean, green peas, lima beans, okra, celery, and onions. So they were all $1 a bag. I thought that was good. Then my plan, I found this recipe for pub style split pea. And you know, normally you would put like a ham bone or some ham hocks in there. Well, they didn't have any of that. And he said it was really quite a seasonal thing, that they only had ham hocks at like holidays. But I did find, I'm going to try some smoked turkey necks as a substitute for that. And the recipe, you guys know I don't drink, but I do cook with alcohol. And the recipe called for a light beer, is what they said. So I'm in the beer aisle, and I'm like, I have no idea what I need to be buying. I didn't want to buy a 6-pack, and I didn't want a box. I just wanted just one thing. And this very nice gentleman, the beer aisle in Kroger is on one side of the chips, right? So like the chip aisle and the beer aisle. So I was like, I'm really sorry to bother you, but do you drink beer? And he looked at me like I had grown a third head. And he was like, yeah, why? And so I told him what I was doing. And I was like, I don't know what kind of beer I need. He's like, oh, you just need one of these. So he hands me a Bud Light. Okay, I don't know if that was the right choice or not, but they only had like 6 of them that you could buy in individual cans. And he was like, that's all you need. You just need one of those. So that's what I bought. So if you guys have an opinion moving forward, because I bought it now, for what kind of, I was like, oh, I'll get a Samuel Adams Pale Ale or a Corona or something that I kind of knew the name of, and but they don't sell those singly. And I even stopped at the liquor store on the way home, and I asked the lady there, and she said the same thing. She was like, well, you can do a Coors Light, you can do a Bud Light. Most people prefer Bud Light. I was like, all right. I said, well, I already got one of those, so that's fine. So we'll see. She said, you're not going to taste it anyway. And I was like, well, what's the point of putting it in there? So I don't know, but I have the smoked turkey necks and the Bud Light for that. And then I found some uncured ham. The uncured has the no nitrites, nitrates, and Simple Truth doesn't put, you know, extra bits in there. So this is ham that I'm going to use for sandwiches and for the split pea. And then the chicken wings. Now they had lobster tails on sale. Well, relative sale. I mean, keep in mind that we don't live anywhere near the ocean, so seafood is expensive anyway. But they were $6. And I went ahead and got 2 of those because I like them. And so I'm going to do, I don't know, I think I'm going to do, I bookmarked a seafood bisque with that I have like some, I'm going to do some crab and maybe some crayfish tails in there, and maybe, I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. But I did get them to give me the frozen ones that hadn't already been thawed out in the counter, so they keep better. And then while I was waiting for that, they had the Simple Truth Cornish game hens. Now, because it's just me, cooking a whole chicken for me is often too much. And I split it with Sandy, but I was like, the whole chickens are $10, or the game hen is $4 and some change. So I got one of those, and basically I'm going to do the chicken stock that I was talking about I got the herbs for. I'm going to take the carcass from this and basically make the chicken stock out of that. So I have that, and then the last 2 things, some of the Simple Truth Organic thin sliced ancient grain breads. I like this range. It's kind of like Dave's Killer Bread. They're 70 calories a slice. I like those. And I picked up 1 packet of mild taco seasoning because this particular brand doesn't put natural flavors or anything else in there. I've tried other stuff by them before. This is quite a clean label brand. So that is it. Now this is for freezer meals and meals throughout the week and plans in the far, far future. But this is probably, some of this is, you know, I'll have a month from now, I'm sure. And so this is like a 2 to 4 week haul. All right, that's it. That is everything. I'll get this stuff put away in the fridge. I'll show you what that looks like. And then we will call it a night.